As long as I can find the.
Oh God.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
There we are. We are now live on another episode of The Dorkening. And with us, as always, we have Sir James. How's it going, my friend?
Doing well, doing well. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, out in the infoware place where data and things are?
Sure. Steven!
Hello, everyone.
See, and I told you I'd played a short one.
Oh, I know, right? Only 2 minutes and 49 seconds.
So how's everything going? Some awesome stuff been hitting the interwebs.
Yeah, we've had a pretty exciting couple days of news.
Oh, super exciting.
Unprompted too. I'm surprised. It's lasted this long. I figured this some of the stuff would be a little bit more of an announcement, not kind of just slipped under the radar.
Well, so CES is going on right now, and I mean CES has been. This is not part of CES news, right?
The arcade one-up cabinets announcements that they announced. That was the only thing I caught wind of with CES.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Second stimulus check. Come on, give me a third. Give me more.
They announced a Killer Instinct cabinet.
No, I want this. Actually, I joked around with Jen. I said, we saw the NBA Live one at Walmart the other day, and I was like,
the NBA Jam.
Yeah, I want that. It's that or the Turtles one. Those are the two ones I want. I saw the Star Wars one, but I don't want that Star Wars one. I want the Star Wars arcade machine from like the early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah.
That's the arcade cabinet I want for Star Wars.
It's interesting that they also announced a Dragon's Lair arcade cabinet, because we talked about it on our podcast today when we recorded, and my co-host made a good point that they never had a Dragon's Lair. Well, having Dragon's Lair in an arcade cabinet format like that, if you have an arcade one cabinet like I do, it's going to be interesting playing it, because sometimes the controls are a little flimsy. So,
well, the question is, and this is the real thing about Dragon's Lair, because that's one of my favorite quarter guzzling games of all time, is they need to put in some way that you're actually going through quarters. somehow. Like I would love that because, like I said, you could because what's the replayability of Dragon's Lair? Because once you beat it, you beat it. Like that's it. That was always the thing with Dragon's Lair is it has a very low replay value.
Yeah.
So I'm curious what they're gonna do, and I know Don Bluth is they're trying to make the Dragon's Lair movie still. So hopefully this is gonna spearhead that effort a little bit.
Well, the most what I was mostly excited about was the skies have opened. God looked down upon us and said, EA, no more.
Well, they said that some games will be part of EA. I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not. EA is not an exclusive for Star Wars games.
Right.
But Disney announced that last year. That like they were looking at other avenues and other developers to build their universes.
But
helped
it's official now.
Yeah, I know it's official. Like I mean, that was a nice little drop in news this week. Was that they were that it's all under Lucasfilm's games, which I was just like, can you just give me Lucas Games again? Like
LucasArts.
Yeah,
LucasArts.
Like, what is that really that hard to bring back as LucasArts? Like, what should we call these things? Let's see. We can't use LucasArts because that's actually a brand that everybody likes and loves. And we know the new Lucasfilm's property at Disney's been putting out shit for the last 6 years, except for one. That was Rogue One. Let's see. Good or bad? Good. Kathleen, what do you think? I don't know. Good job, Kathleen. Thanks for contributing to the conversation. Let's Lucasfilm's game because we're not creative anymore.
Well,
that's not even the best news to come out of Lucasfilm's games.
Oh,
I don't care about the Star Wars. I'm fucking excited about the Indiana Jones Bethesda game.
so is it going to be a well, no, it's I was going to say, is it going to be a point and click adventure like the last game?
No, I hope not.
No. I hope it's like the Emperor's Tomb type of thing, where that was like, I think that was Xbox, original Xbox.
Yeah, they also had a Wii version too. They ported it to the Wii, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
It was given the Wii.
So Bethesda, we know them for Skyrim, but
And Wolfenstein.
Yeah, and Wolfenstein
the
and Doom.
Who did Wolfenstein is doing this one.
Yeah.
And supposedly they're pretty far ahead. I think they said they're shooting for 2022, a release date. So, but I watched the whole thing about them breaking down the trailer. So it looks like it takes place in 1937. So that's between Raiders and Crusade.
Okay.
The height of Indiana Jones, basically. And it takes place, parts of it takes place in Venice, Mesopotamia, and I think they said Egypt.
Okay.
But yeah, they broke all that stuff down. Like, because one of the letters was to Father X, tell him he's going to meet him in Rome. And one of the map that's on there is a map of Venice. And his passport is October 1937. Like, it was really cool. So, but they said this wasn't going to take energy or manpower away from Elder Scrolls 6.
Well, we still have to get another like 4 releases of Skyrim before we get Elder Scrolls 6. So
I know, Leo. They're just waiting for you to get it. Trust me, when you get your PS5, they'll be like PS5 version of Elder Scrolls.
hey, I did not buy it for the Switch though.
I did.
What's wrong with you? Do we need to have a conversation?
Yes.
For the record, Elder Scrolls Skyrim on the Switch is pretty good.
I haven't found a bad Switch game yet.
Yeah.
Well,
Which has been very enjoyable.
I got my girlfriend a Switch Lite for Christmas, and she loves playing the Spyro games for the PS2. And she got,
Why don't you just buy a Switch?
She wanted a Switch Lite. I have the original Switch. But anyway,
I asked that question because I would just spend the $100 and have the docking station.
Right. I already have the docking station, so why not have?
But you can't use a Switch Lite with a docking station, right?
No, she wants to bring it with her to work. I don't know why.
But you can bring a regular.
Don't question her logic. I don't know why, but
Continue, Steven. Sorry.
To the point, she likes Spyro, and the first game she bought was that Spyro Remastered trilogy, which had one of her favorite games on there. So, yeah,
Okay.
I don't know where we were going with that.
You were driving that ship.
No, because we were
real
talking
quick,
about Switch. That's
I
why.
haven't gotten a bad Switch game. I haven't found a bad Switch game.
Yeah. Real quick, James, can you turn up your volume a little bit?
You mean my gain?
You gain.
How about
Give us
now?
some gain
I want some gain in my voice.
up higher. You're going the opposite way.
How about now?
Oh wow, too much.
Well, no, I'm peeking red.
Yeah, because you're getting a.
My boss buys this for me and doesn't tell me how to use it.
I'm sorry.
Like, here you go. I got you a gift. Okay, how do I use it? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I figured this would be better because.
Yeah, now it's getting. When you move the cable, it gives like a crackling sound. Yeah, I don't know why.
I gotta get a mic stand. This is like, that's on my list. Yeah. No, like I said, I'm excited. There's some really, really good games coming out, and like I said, Ubisoft announced an open world Star Wars game.
Yeah,
that was kind of the extent of it. They didn't say if it was going to be like Division or like that type of multiplayer open world, or is this going to be a single player open world game?
Well, they said, they didn't say whether it's single or multiplayer, but they did say it's open world. And if you look at Ubisoft, their open world RPGs, you have the Far Cry series, and you have Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Odyssey was phenomenal.
Well, the thing is, I don't want, like I said, I hope they're building a new, like they're going to utilize the engine from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and they're going to build something around it. Like I just don't want a clone of like that. But then the real question turns into, where does the story take place? Because if you're looking at the books are now in the High Republic days, so that's before the prequels.
Yep.
I think it's like 100 years before the prequel. So it's like when the Republic says it's the strongest point. The Jedi are, not like they're doing what they're normally supposed to do. So the question is, where's these stories going to take place? For me, I'm hopeful. Again, it kind of fills in that back end, like after Endor. So like in that time period with the Mandalorian, that kind of area. But again, if this is a backdoor Knights of the Old Republic, count me in.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm hoping for. But again, I wouldn't mind a story where you're not a Jedi. Like, give me a story where you're not a secret Jedi or, whatever, maybe you're a smuggler or you're, you can make a character yourself, but there was no Jedi or Sith involved, but you're just interacting with this world.
How about you're a gambler trying to rise the ranks at Canto Bight?
No.
You can end up buying like one of those like horsey thingies.
No. But I wouldn't mind a game where you're kind of not a Jedi. You just interact with them. I think that'd be very interesting. I know they're going to do that with Star Wars, 1313 or 1919, where you're going to be a bounty hunter. So like, cool. Give me a Mandalorian game. You've hinted at the Mandalorian Jedi War a couple times already. Like, give me that. Like, give me a choice to be a Mandalorian in this war, or a bystander, or working for the Republic. Who knows?
Yeah, choose a side. That's like their focal point.
Tom says, I can't wait for the Lego Star Wars Skywalker saga.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like Lego Star Wars. I mean, it's the first Lego game that came out, and they've really built upon it and made it better and better in every incarnation that's come out from it. So, like I said, I'll probably get it. It's gonna be a fun game. But what's also interesting because they announced is Jedi Fallen Order is getting an upgrade, and it looks like one of the big upgrades coming out is a next gen update. So I feel like it's going to come out on the next gen systems.
So like For people, you're cracking on there, James.
What do you want me to do, Leo?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, so that was a big. They said that was a big update coming in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I know some games have a. If you have the PS5, the PS4 version will actually run at like 120 hertz, or you can run it in 4K. But from what I hear, 120. The refresh
They
rate.
said 99% of the PlayStation 4 games can be played on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
The other games they mentioned, like they've already been announced, like Battlefront 2, Squadrons, and all that stuff.
Oh, Squadrons is such a fun game.
But they could be, like you said, James, remastered for the next gen. Like Squadrons would be phenomenal on PS4, Xbox, the PS5, and Xbox Series X. Who knows? I mean,
I've actually tempted to buy a PlayStation VR just to play Squadrons in VR.
I tried an Oculus Rift, an Oculus headset a week ago. My girlfriend's mom got an Oculus for Christmas, and
Saber.
she didn't have Beat Saber built in, but there was an International Space Station game. But first off, this headset, it's weird. Trying it for the first time, I felt like a combination of Job from the Lawnmower Man and Johnny Mnemonic. It was so weird trying it.
Really nice pulls.
But it was just having a weird feeling of trying it for the first time, and there was like a trial, it was like a demo thing where you do like the throw of the paper airplane, and then you do like a shooting thing to get the basics down of using the hand things. But it was really interesting, and I might invest in one. I'm not sure.
It's only like $300 for like a decent, like for the out of the box one. I think that wasn't the whole thing at Christmas. It was like $300.
Yeah, they have a Star Wars game. I was looking through the games that they had.
Yeah, the Star Wars, the Vader one, which is
Yes.
epic. Yeah, no, I played. I did a Sony. I did the PSVR a while back for Sony in New York, for a Ghostbuster event. And we walked into the Sony store in our flight suit, and we're like, "Hey, we're missing checks. Where's our checks? Where are our royalty checks? Come on!" And then they had it set up, and the guy was like, "Hey, can you guys jump on there and play the Ghostbuster VR game?" And they had the Batman game. We're just chucking batarangs at people just randomly. But yeah, I mean, like I said, for me, I have issues with like that kind of first person stuff because I have inner ear. I get nauseous.
Yeah.
It's not as bad now, so hopefully it's gonna, if I get it, it'll be different. But yeah, I don't, especially when they said there's a big update coming for the PSVR for PlayStation 5. So hopefully there'll be a couple, especially with the Iron Man game, which I heard was like pretty intense. So. Yeah, there's bad air.
Yeah, just listening to the crackling.
Just, you want me to hang it from my lamp? Just be like,
Try unplugging it and plugging it back in. There we go. It's fixed.
better.
Don't know yet. Maybe.
Yeah.
Ooh, did you fix it?
Yeah, I fixed it with my magic fingers.
Yay. Okay, so Star Wars game with Ubisoft. I'm just trying to think like a Skyrim-ish feel for.
I mean, like I said, there hasn't been a true Star Wars RPG game since old Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
So again, it depends. What are they going to give you? If they do an RPG game for, that's damn straight, Lena. Damn straight. It really depends what you're going to give you. So is it a Jedi Sith thing only, or is it other classifications? You can pick. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like we're going to get more hopefully information at E3 or whenever Ubisoft does their. I know E3 is a thing of the past now.
Yeah, but everybody does their own shows like around that same time.
So hopefully the Ubisoft Direct, whatever it's going to be shed a little more light on it. So
yeah. Well, I mean, you have two really good companies that make quality games and quality games that don't have microtransactions.
Yeah.
I mean, look at like the Far Cry games, that so much replayability in those, and it's just amazing games, and they keep on knocking them out, and each one is mostly good. The last one was kind of meh.
Well, Far Cry 5 out of the gate was hit with like anti-patriotism, because game when it really was never the point.
No, well, it was your hunting. I played through the game. I actually finished it, and all the characters are like Trumpsters. It's all and you're hunting them down. But essentially, they're a cult of drug dealers, and they're trying to bring more people into their cult. You don't know who's good or who's bad at some points. Yeah, it's a good play though. And before that, Far Cry 4 was pretty good too.
I remember Far Cry 3 being like they said the best one of the series.
Yeah.
They're like grappling hook. All you do is just throw the grappling hook everywhere. It's interesting because again, you're gonna have a new studio, 2 new studios, basically giving you new stories and a new way to play a game.
Yep.
I don't think I played an Ubisoft game in 5 years.
Really?
So I don't like the Assassin's Creed games. I'm a history buff. I love the American Revolution and early colonial America. Like I'm a huge nerd about it. Logan, like literally for my birthday, got me a book about John Adams defending the British soldiers from the Boston Massacre.
Yeah,
a whole book about that because he goes like, you like this stuff, and I'm like, I actually do. I actually think this is really good, like good history. And so Assassin's Creed 3 took part in the American Revolution. I'm like, oh, perfect. Like, this is awesome. And it was just one big fucking tutorial game. So every mission was like, okay, I don't care about my fucking house. I don't care about that. I want to just play the game. Like, let me play the game. Don't teach me how to play the game 4 hours into the game. Like, let me play the game.
I would recommend, and you can probably get it super cheap now, pick up Odyssey. Odyssey is phenomenal.
When am I playing these video games, Leo?
I don't know.
Between when my babies, I am literally banking my playing time to March 13th when Mass Effect Legendary comes out, and I'm playing that as long as I can before Jen's like, there's another baby on its way.
Okay. Leonard says, I want a RPG in Star Wars that does espionage smuggler runs. And Tom says, back in my public access days, I jokingly called hand mics as Rice Krispie mics.
Yeah, Tom, like I said, our fearless leader got this as a gift and didn't think to get a mic stand with it. So
I'm sorry.
No, Leo, I'm just teasing you. You've done a lot for us, and some stuff I can make fun of you about, and I
know
up the $5 to buy a mic stand, but I want to buy one of like your mic stands though. So
yeah, well, I mean, they have inexpensive ones, but if you move them, if you touch the mic, you get the springy like.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, for me, I want to leave. I'm a hand talker.
Yeah.
So like, I don't I need it. Like, I'm not Bob Barker. I don't have like the long microphone, which I think would be very fun at conventions. No, but anyway, yeah, no, like I said, it goes back to the thing. Is like, I want another story to be told again. The universe is so filled with it, and I think with the end of season 2 of Mando and the way they kind of ended that story arc, it opens up so much more. Like, okay, cool. Maybe that's a game where you're doing, you're doing more Mandalorian stuff. You're taking back Mandalore, or like you're doing it with the New Republic because they're really doing a lot of New Republic stuff. Or like you're a bounty hunter in the Outer Rim again, or you're with the Hutts, or you're with whatever. Like, those are all interesting stories I would love to tell. And I would love to play.
I just had a total. My mind just went all over the place. Far Cry. Within the game, you can at any point hop in any vehicle and take it anywhere, including flying vehicles. So I can imagine like hopping into like a speedster or a speeder bike or what? My wife's home. That was
Okay.
That's our Ring camera.
I heard that. I was like,
yeah. I could imagine, walking around like Coruscant or something like that, and then hopping in, like one Obi-Wan's like, land speeder type. The flying.
So again, it turns into, would you want to play? So when would you, in the timeline of Star Wars that we know of, where would you like these new games to take place?
I think interestingly would be after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
It's a blank canvas.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I agree. Don't make it Jedi, make it, the Jedi are around. Well, not around. Luke's around.
The legends around. Or like, the Jedis are. I'm hearing that the Jedi are back, or like I've heard, Luke Skywalker. It's all hearsay, basically.
Yeah. GTS. Oh, Grand Theft
Star Wars.
Well, like I said, I mean, and then okay, so and the question is, would the game be better structured as it's you're Leo Pond doing your job, or would you want to be attached to like you're part of the Empire, whatever's left of the Empire, and you're a spy for the Empire, or you work for the New Republic, or do you want to have in the game you can make those decisions?
I would say, you could be either or. Either be, trying to join the Empire. Well, I mean, they'll probably have it like, you start out, on a planet or whatnot, and you have a choice, either like join the Empire, join the rebels, join the smugglers, join the Hutts.
Kind of like a choose your own adventure type of thing, like those books where, you get to this chapter and then they give you the option to skip to the ending or skip to chapter like 8 or 9. And then you get to that chapter and then they say, oh, you can go back to chapter 3 or something like that.
Yeah. But I mean, like, if you're hopping planet to planet, all could be like, who's controlled that planet? Is it controlled by the Hutts? Maybe you do jobs for the Hutts, to earn some credit. Maybe you're making your way to Mandalore to help rebuild it. Who knows?
Do you want it a single player only or an online component?
Single player. I hate multiplayer games.
I'm on the fence about that. I mean, single player would be great for what we were just talking about, making your own choices. But if there was a multiplayer option, open that whole Star Wars galaxy and let online players just have a free-for-all. You want to have just battles online. Have at it. Have star battles. If you want people to just roam planets, feel free. That's just my idea.
Should it be separate from the game? Like, so how Red Dead Redemption does, like they have their online.
Yes.
A single player motion.
Yes. That's just my theory.
Yeah, but don't abandon the single player.
Exactly.
The single player needs to be built first, then you build your multiplayer.
Exactly. Not shoved on like Battlefront 2.
Hi, kitty cat. Meow, meow, meow. Well, again, that's what I was saying. Like single player, like, you had in Battlefront 2, you had them as the Empire, and then you moved back into the New Republic.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Like I said, and then I can jump back to Indiana Jones. The real question is, will Harrison his voice, or do you think Indy would be a mute character?
So they're saying that he's coming back for the 6th movie.
6th movie.
5th movie. Sorry.
I was like,
There's-
there's a 6th. What is he? Indiana Jones and the Quest to the Other Side.
So he's coming back for the 5th movie. I got him and Bruce Willis confused because Bruce Willis is. I saw something today that he's coming back for 6th Die Hard. So I got those two. Yeah. After what New York Times posted yesterday, it should be Die Hard of the Ventilator or something like that. Anyway, that was a great tweet from Kevin.
There's hashtag buy James a Beats headset mic.
No, if your guys buying me a new headset, buy me a new the Apple Pod, the AirPods Max.
Oh yeah, $500.
Guys, if this is hashtag buy James something, go for it. Or hashtag buy me a Lego Millennium Falcon.
Or the what's the ride down at Star Wars?
Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's Edge Millennium
Yeah,
Falcon.
they have 2 rides. They have the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, and then they have the Rise of Resistance.
Well, there's a Galaxy's Edge Millennium Falcon that you can buy. It's a
Yeah, I want the $900 Millennium Falcon for Legos. And I want the Star Destroyer that matches with it.
Where are you gonna put it?
Dude, this is the Batmobile I'm building is bigger than the Ecto. It's the biggest Lego vehicle they have.
Really?
It's awesome. This thing is so epic. Hold on a second.
Quick, somebody unplug his mic while he's so when he comes back, we have we're gonna talk about.
Holy crap. Wow. That's huge.
That's awesome. Oh, wow. It even works. That is so cool. I don't even want to ask how much that was. When he gets back, we'll ask him to unplug his mic again. Better. Tom says, I heard Lego will be releasing a Death Star set.
Oh, that'd be epic. I have a Death Star now, which is pretty like cool just because the Death Star. You saw it in Homecoming.
Yeah.
My thing right now, like I watched Fellowship of the Rings. I'm about 6 hours into it because I've been watching the movie. I've been rewatching Lord of the Rings. Segue to next topic. I've been watching Lord of the Rings to a good timeout vehicle for me building it because I've been doing the time lapse and stuff like that.
Are you watching extended or?
Right.
Yeah,
I don't have. Like I said, that's a challenge for another day.
Okay.
But today I finished bag 16. I still have 8 more bags left before I'm done.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's I got the box right here. It is 3,300 pieces.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So but yeah, it's the largest vehicle they've made in this scale, piece-wise. But it was one of those things in which I dragged my feet getting the Ghostbuster Firehouse the Lego Firehouse
Yeah.
forever. And so when me and Jen started dating, and I think it was like our first Christmas as a married couple, my mom and her got it for me for my birthday. So I actually got to go pick it up. The next week they pulled it from the stores.
Oh wow.
Like I literally was like that close from missing out on it. And then I got the Ghostbuster Ecto for Christmas. That's awesome too. Like that, like if you're like a Lego, like, and these builds are just fun. Like I just like building them. Like this is what I'm enjoying more than anything else. But I told Jen I was done, and I was like, okay, so in the Batmobile is more expensive than the Ecto. So I told Jen, I was like, because they just announced the Batwing, then that Tim Burton Batwing, you can build too. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So Jen's like, we had the stimulus money coming in, and I was like, I'll stimulate the economy. I don't care. I know I'm supposed to put that money towards like small businesses, not an international conglomerate, but you know what? They don't have it. And I walked in and I was like, I will take one of those, please. And because I went to Lego store, you just take it off the shelf and put it down. So this year I've built the NES, the TV and system. Yep. I did the Super Mario Lego set, which is super cool. And then I've done the Ecto and the Batmobile.
Nice.
And if we get another stimulus check, I will buy another one.
So I need to know, the Ecto 1, does it fit in a firehouse?
So the Ecto one they released like 5 or 6 years ago fits in the Lego Firehouse.
Okay.
This one, the one they just released this year, is as big as the Firehouse.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when he gets back, he was talking about Lord of the Rings. We have some Lord of the Rings news. Oh wow. I saw your video that you put together. Oh, that's so cool.
And then like and then this is the coolest thing, right?
Okay, so it's the updated one.
Yeah.
Very cool.
See.
The Afterlife version.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it has all the rust on it, but these are stickers. So if you don't want to put the rust on it, you don't put the stickers on it.
Ah.
But yeah, no,
That's awesome.
the same thing too.
Oh, very cool.
Nice.
It's crazy how intricate they can get with those.
So I told Jen, I said I might actually buy a light kit for this one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Some Lego sets. Yeah.
Get a little sound thing, just throw it in the engine. You can make sounds.
It is. This is probably the coolest one, the second coolest build I've ever done. And then of course you have hint. This is a spoiler from the movie. Is you have a little.
Oh, very cool.
Remote control track. And then that drops out. Right from the bottom.
That's awesome. I haven't really done anything with Legos since I was a kid.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
I think the last Lego thing I built was when I was like 10.
Yeah.
I've done Legos every year for the last like 6 or 7 years for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's just that whole mind of building something on Christmas. When you're a kid, you had to put something together.
Yeah.
Some sort of toy. So what I was hoping maybe they got working is I would love a DeLorean like this.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I think that would be like super cool. Just because like even on like in the apparently the cockpit door slides open, but on there they have all the displays that are all stickers, of course, but like they have all the displays and the little things work right around it. Yeah, it's awesome. It's so entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, like they're $200. Like the Ecto was $200 and the Batwing was $250. But like I said, you're looking at 6+ hours to assemble. You know, the details on there, and it's worth its value. Like that's my thing. If it was like a cheap thing, of course not. But like now that I've seen some of the stuff they've done, you can buy the Coliseum that has over 10,000 pieces. It's the largest set piece wise.
But then it's probably going to be irrelevant a few years later because they're going to revamp the Coliseum.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Like I said, it's just one of those things where it's interesting. Like they have a haunted house now, which is equally as many pieces. I think it's like 4,000 pieces, but it's like a haunted house with like a working elevator and stuff with a Connect motor.
Oh, wow.
And like lights in it that's built in. It's like really cool. It's just like you walk in a Lego store and you see what they have. You're blown away by what they got now. It's like, and some of the stuff is like the idea stuff. So other people have built them. Like you can submit like an idea. I mean, that's how they got The Office, the Friends, The Big Bang Theory, all had their sets done. They have a Moss Isley cantina, which comes with like 47 minifigs.
Wow.
Or something like that of like everybody that was in the cantina and from New Hope and stuff. Like it's pretty, and you can open it all up. They did like Diagon Alley and stuff like that. So it's really interesting. Yeah, kit would be awesome. But like that's the thing. Like they're I remember what my friend Bobby told me. One of his friends he went to college with worked for Lego, and he said the best thing that Lego ever did was to reach out and acquire the rights for Star Wars, and like say like we can do Lego Star Wars, and that just opened up the door for like everything.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I said that literally saved Lego was like the working with other properties.
Well, the other thing that saved Lego was making that interconnecting block.
Which again, if you watch Toys That Made Us, they talk about how they forgot to renew the patent at one point. That's why you had all those copycats right after the copyright expired.
Yeah. They originally started making, it was like wooden ducks or something like that. That's what, the Toys That Made Us is an awesome show. But you were talking about you were watching Lord of the Rings, and you said that the synopsis for the show came up.
Yes, it came out, and it's real. So it takes place in the Second Age. So for all the Lord of the Rings fans that are out there, Lord of the Rings, the 3 books happen in the Third Age. So the Second Age is between the events of the first ring, the Saruman, and the alliance between men and elf. That's already happened.
Okay.
And this is literally the middle between the two sides. So, and they announced it, and they basically were like, you're going to see familiar places and familiar people, but new places and new places. Like they mentioned like the Misty Mountains and, all these different places, but, also there's an island off the coast of Middle Earth that they've mentioned in other stories. And, you're going to go there for the first time because that's where Saruman, because during the Second Age, Saruman is around. He is different people throughout the thing can't regain himself. So it's been very interesting to see how they do that and all that stuff. So it's going to be Amazon Prime.
Yep.
So.
Wow. So Leonard says watching this and the news and can't believe Disneyland has already vaccinated people.
Yeah, Disneyland was a open vaccine area, so it's one of the largest vaccine distribution places.
Oh,
yeah, I know Gillette Stadium, Fox, Fenway Park is going to do it as well.
Yeah,
to help.
Very cool.
But yeah, no, I'm excited. Like I said, it's game. They're throwing Game of Thrones type money at it, and they're billing it as a Game of Thrones type story. And they're going to be shooting a lot of this in New Zealand, so they're going to be using the same, basically sets that you've seen, but it's going to be with new characters and new cast and stuff. So, like, I'm excited.
Well, you need something to fill that void because Game of Thrones killed itself. I mean, it
It ate itself.
it picked up the shotgun and it, used its toe on the trigger, and it just offed itself. It's season 8 really, D&D really killed Game of Thrones. I mean, it used to be a show that we rewatch, every year. And now I can't even stand to even, think about watching it. I don't know how you guys feel, but there needs to be something of that nature to watch,
And I think that's what we need is that Game of Thrones, or not, sorry, the Lord of the Rings thing. I think that's what is probably going to whet at people's appetite.
Yep.
Okay, so here is the official synopsis. Here it is. The epic drama is set thousands of years before the event of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. It will take viewers back to an era in which great powers were forged, kingdoms rose to glory and fell to ruin. Unlikely heroes were tested, hope hung by the finest of threads, and the greatest villain that has ever flown from Tolkien's pen threatened to cover all the world in darkness. Beginning at a time of relative peace, the series follows the assembled cast of characters, both familiar and new, as they confront the long-feared reemergence of evil to Middle-earth. From the darkest depths of the Misty Mountains to the majestic forests of the elf capital of Lindon to the breathtaking island of Numenor, to the furthest reaches of the map, these kingdoms and characters will carve out legacies that will live long after they are gone.
Very cool. I'm excited.
Now
Yeah,
I feel
they've already announced the cast too, and they're shooting currently, and it's just, I think it's coming out this year.
now I got Misty Mountain Fjords by Led Zeppelin stuck in my head.
Leonard says Gene's guy in Mandalorian was a quick meme that didn't ruin it, but a Starbucks cup killed Game of Thrones. Actually, it was D&D that wanted to just quickly end the show, not finish any pertinent storylines, leave a whole mess of leads unconnected. I don't know
The
what
best
other
thing that-
analogies.
What Game of Thrones should have done is they should have, once they caught up to the book, they should have stopped.
Yeah, exactly. Because D&D, the showrunners, Dinoff and Davidson, whatever their names are, but D&D, yeah, they couldn't create stories on their own. They were okay at recreating somebody else's writings, but they couldn't create their own.
Well,
And
supposedly George R.R. Martin gave them kind of like, these are my plot points.
Yeah, well, that's why season 6 and 7 were okay, and then 8 just fell off the face of the earth.
But again, it's one of those things, and you see it. And again, I'll use Star Wars as an example. It's a great example, and it's a good compromise. Same thing with Wonder Woman 84 to a point. You have so much buildup and so much hype for these movies and these stories. It's never going to live up to anybody's expectations.
Well,
so right off the bat, they're doomed to fail. And again, I didn't watch Game of Thrones. It never interested me. And again, I can believe that the writing was terrible and that the episodes didn't flow as good as they used to. But again, they could have probably put the best thing on paper that anybody's ever read. But again, if it didn't meet the fans' expectations how to end that series, it was always going to be a loss.
I get that, but it's more than that because they were in such a hurry to get to their Star Wars project that they hurried up.
The Star Wars project they're no longer a part of?
Exactly, because they fucked up Game of Thrones so much. Like Arya Stark spent several seasons training as a faceless person. And when she finally gets back, she uses that power just once, and that's it. The main bad guy, the main White Walker in the final battle didn't kill anybody. It's
again, that's like I said, you get to a point of like bad storytelling. But again, even if these were the most perfect, like I said, if Rise of Skywalker was the best Star Wars movie of all time, it wouldn't have mattered because the fans' expectations would never have matched it.
Again, if only.
Exactly. Like I said, it's one of those things where, and you're starting to see this in shows. You're getting when they announce a final to a show. 9 times out of 10, it's that finale sucked.
Yeah,
because it wasn't what the fans expected it to be, and that's where I always feel like that's one of the why it's a good finale is because it's not supposed to wanting you more, and sometimes it's going to let you hang a little bit. Like again, the Breaking Bad series finale was fantastic. It was they tied it up as best they could, and that's Vince Gilligan being an awesome showrunner. But again, the Sopranos season finale, the farther you get away from it, I think it's a better finale because again, you fill in the blanks. Do you think Tony was a good enough guy that he got capped or not? Like all that stuff. So,
I remember my parents watched The Sopranos religiously, and I remember when that finale happened. You know, they were pissed. A lot of people were pissed.
Yeah.
You know, I thought it was something. This is when I was starting to get into filmmaking and all that stuff, and I was just like, okay, did someone forget to fade to black or something? This cutting room floor, did someone, while they were editing, open a big light while they were filming, like editing? It was just like millions of things could have happened, but you couldn't predict that, you know?
Do they know that the prequel's coming out?
Yeah, they know.
Okay.
Well, I think it's Gandolfini's son is being Tony Soprano, which is nice.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, like I said, I think we hype up movies now to a point where they're not going to match reality. Like, so for me, Ghostbusters Afterlife, I'm really excited about that movie. The one trailer that came out 16 months ago.
Yeah.
I just rewatched it a couple days ago. I'm still very excited to see it.
Yeah, but
here's the thing about it, and this is the one thing, is I think the fans' expectations, and some stuff's come out. Like, you know that Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and Ernie Hudson all put the flight suits back on, and they're all wearing proton packs at one point in the movie. Bill Murray said that. So, okay, that's pretty cool. But again, is it one of those moments that everybody's looking and it's gonna be like, okay, there it is, and it's gonna be like, well, that's not what I wanted, so I hate this movie. Like, because that's what it is now. Like, if you don't get exactly what you want, again, we'll go back to Last Jedi. I can use examples. I know a lot of people who really enjoyed Last Jedi because it was like it literally took the Star Wars and flipped it on its head and told it in a different way. It wasn't what you're used to, and it wasn't what you expected, but it's a good story, and it helps build some characters. And Rian Johnson took a chance, and so Disney took a chance, and it didn't work out. But I still know plenty of people who enjoyed the movie and liked it. It's one of their favorite Star Wars movies. So it's like you're not going to make everybody happy, and I think that's the problem. Everybody's trying to make everybody happy, and the people who don't like it scream the loudest. And you know, and the question is the longevity of that show. Give it 10 years, 5 years, and see what you rewatch Game of Thrones and be like, okay, now that you're removed from it, does it still hold up? And I think that is what tests how good a finale is.
Every time I see someone disappointed with something, whether it be a movie, a TV show, Rolling Stones always comes to mind. You can't always get what you want, but if you try, you can get what you need.
Awesome, Steve. Like, I mean, and that's what it is. Like, again, I can go Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters 2016 with the Ghostbusters Answer the Call with the girls. I enjoyed that movie. I thought it was fun. It was a fun movie. In a vacuum with no other Ghostbusters movies, that was a Ghostbusters movie. That was a perfect take on a good movie. But the thing is, everybody wanted it to be a direct sequel to Ghostbusters with the boys.
Yeah.
And a true Ghostbusters 3. And you're not going to get that. Like, and especially with people like, you know, Coming to America is coming out in March.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be a good movie.
Me and my co-host talked about it in the podcast, and
it looks funny. It
does.
All-star cast, but again, I think it's not going to be funny because this movie's been talked about for 10 years. So
it'll be good if they do what they did in the first movie. In the first movie, like they had the late Ralph Bellamy and late Don Amici, like they had cameos and they were they had the continuity of Trading Places in Coming to America. So they had Trading Places and Coming to America in the same universe. Obviously, those two are gone. Obviously, Denholm Elliott from Trading Places has passed away. The only way they can continue that continuity is if Dan Aykroyd has like a quick walk-on cameo and crosses paths with Eddie Murphy's Akeem. So that would be great. Obviously, they can't have Samuel L. Jackson in Coming to America because he was obviously in the first one, but his salary is so huge now. I mean, in his character.
I have a feeling though, like Sam Jackson doesn't. I don't think demands a big paycheck for a lot of stuff. I feel like he would be like, if Eddie Murphy's like, hey, can you come do the role that literally kicked off your career?
Yeah,
as like a joke. I think he would do it. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
and
he can make himself pretty easily.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the reason why Sam Jackson is one of the top, for the amount of money that the movies that he's been in, he's right at the top there because he's been in so many movies. Early in his career, he was doing everything, and
His interviews, he said he did every role that was offered to him.
Yeah.
He didn't choose what he did. He's like,
I'll mute him while he does that.
oh, great. Now my iTunes just turned on. Jesus Christ.
Okay, I know we're getting close on time, and I could just go on forever about how bad Game of Thrones is, but I wanted to mention something that a lot of people are saying is terrible, but I'm actually enjoying. I've been playing the hell out of Cyberpunk, and
I don't have it. I have no desire to play it. I never got why the hype was. And if that's a game I'm going to pick up, it's going to be once I get a PlayStation 5.
yeah. Well,
Is the game broken?
Oh, it's severely broken. It crashes. Like if I'm playing for like an hour, it'll crash like 3 times.
Was it worth the $60?
I got it for Christmas.
So yeah, so a free game is a free game.
Yeah. but the gameplay and the story and the atmosphere is just awesome. It's definitely
How long did you work on making your junk?
What's that? What'd you say?
And the customization, you're a guy or a girl, and how if you're whatever you were, how long did you work on your junk for?
Oh, I didn't even touch that. I just chose the default character because I just wanted to get into it.
I think someone is in the Guinness World Records for spending 26 hours for trying to customize their. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I watched something about it on YouTube and it cracked me up. And there's dildos everywhere. There are dildos everywhere. You lost your spiky dildo? Go to the spiky dildo store. Like you're rummaging through drawers, like here's a dildo. There's another dildo.
I am gonna, once I do eventually get a PlayStation 5, I will try it on that.
Oh yeah, trust me. I'm hopefully gonna get mine in a couple of weeks. So
PlayStation 5?
Yep.
How?
I've made connections at my local Target.
Someone should get a snapshot of Leo's face right now.
Well, I'm not bedridden to put it on my Best Buy credit card.
Well, no, I at one point I was just going to do PlayStation Direct and throw it on my regular credit card.
Yeah, no, I talked to, because I go there, like there's a Target like 5 minutes from my house, not even. I have a Target, Walmart, and GameStop like all right next to each other.
Yep.
Walmart can go kiss my ass. That place, I don't like Walmart.
Yep.
So Target, so they have a billboard that tells you what like they're in stock and stuff. So I went back into the electronics section. I was like, hey, you guys, when are you guys getting more PlayStation 5s? And this is like this past week. He goes, home office says we're supposed to be getting another shipment of them probably in the next week or two, but no one's confirmed how many we're getting.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And like, how's it work? And he goes, well, you have to order it on the app, and then you have to do it for pickup. So if you walk in the door and say, hey, I want a PlayStation 5, we're going to tell you no.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, okay. He goes, so I goes like, okay, so when will I know that you guys have them? So he looks at me, he looks around and goes like this. He goes, come talk to me next week. I'll have a better idea when they're going to be in stock, and then I will let you know when we're going to put them on the floor. So I was like,
Put them on the floor.
so like on available to purchase on the app.
Oh, yeah. You still won't be able to get it.
So
Yeah. Well, the scalpers are definitely calming down.
Run. That's a hint Leo's trying to get.
well, you would have to go through state quarantine lines.
Well, the thing is, the scalpers prices have been coming down, and
Eventually there's not going to be a demand because Sony said they're going to be readily available by spring.
Yeah. Yep.
Just like they always are. It's like how stupid are we? It's like people driving in the snow for like, ooh, what is this falling from the sky? I've never seen it before. Every new system that comes out, because they always drop it around the holidays.
Yeah.
Other than the Switch, I have to give Nintendo credit for dropping the Switch in the spring, not in the winter. But
They did drop the ball on all that Mario shit because that,
did you see they're coming out with a Mario Switch edition?
No,
They're
but
coming out with a Mario Switch edition, so it's
just
going to be the Mario colors.
yeah, but then 6 months later it'll probably be gone. So
Again, I'm not against the way they're handling the Mario stuff this year. They're to what is it, March 31st? But they said they're going to produce it till like March 31st. After that, it's still going to be in stores. You just got to get it before it's gone. And you know what?
Yeah.
That draws the demand. That makes people buy it. Like that's smart fucking marketing. Like, okay, guys, like it's a whole year celebration, but August 1st, we're no longer making them. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
So.
Leonard says the PlayStation 5 is available now at pawn shops here in Vegas. They're also available on Amazon if you want to pay, $200, $300, $400 above retail.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna wait till tax. Watch. But around tax season, all of a sudden, all these systems are gonna become readily available. For all we know, Sony just has a warehouse full of these things that are not releasing them until because eventually the demand will die down.
That's if we get our tax refunds with all the past stimulus checks we've been getting.
They're not going to affect it. They've already said they won't affect your taxes. You're not going to have to claim it.
Okay, then I must have missed the memo on that.
Well, because it came out when this last stimulus check. Because it came, some people got it in 2019, some people, or 2020, and some people got it in 2021. So how do you
claim it?
The only thing they're going to ask you is, did you receive a stimulus check? Because I've already tried to do my taxes, because I already got one of my tax forms already, and they only ask you a question that says, "Did you receive a stimulus check?" And you got yes or no.
Nice.
But again, it's not taxable income, so they can't tax you on it.
Yeah.
So, like I said, supposedly after Biden gets in next week, he's going to push for another $1,400 check. So.
Same thing for us, Tom. We're waiting on it.
They have till Friday. Yeah. Well, again, well, the question is, and here's the thing: it's they lowered the amount of money you make.
Yeah.
So if you make more than $75K a year, you're not eligible now.
Yeah. Or 150 married.
Yep.
Yep.
So if you're not eligible, because the first check was a higher threshold, for this check they brought it down drastically.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. Biden said he wants to do another $2,000 check.
Yeah.
That and he's going to what is it? Would forgive up to $10,000 of student loan debt for everybody in America or something like that.
something like that. Yeah, that'd be
I'll
great.
take it.
That would go great for my girlfriend because she went to Full Sail and she has student debt. So
Yeah, no, and then the talk then turns into like, dude, just get rid of all of it.
Yeah.
Like, well, they're telling people he needs to go up to 50,000. You have to get rid of 50,000 of your student debt. And supposedly he can do it just with an executive order. He doesn't need Congress approval.
no.
So I was like,
Well, it's there's definitely hope for the future, which is good now.
did you watch today at all?
A little bit. No.
There's nothing. It's gonna be a shit show for the next 2 years. The midterms are coming up.
As if it's already a shit show.
Well, we won the Senate though.
Doesn't matter. It's still you still don't have a filibuster proof Senate. You don't have 60 votes. Yeah, you have a majority because you have the vice president with a tiebreaker, but they can filibuster the hell out of anything you put on the floor.
I thought they were getting rid of the filibuster.
You have to vote it. You have to bring it to the Senate floor, and they have to vote on it.
Yeah, they're not gonna resurrect Jimmy Stewart and have him play Mr. Smith again.
So, like I said, everybody again, and this is again next week is a different story. Next week's the inauguration, so God protect everybody who's going to be in DC for the next week and a half. Everybody's thinking it's going to be everything will be back to normal. It's going to be years. John,
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying we're coming back to normal next week. I understand it's going to be years before we get back to normal, but at least there's hope now. At least because we had I don't want to get into anything political, but we were at a turning point.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have gone deeper down the hole or turned around and started our way back. So
less than a week. You got it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna wrap things up here unless you guys have anything else.
No.
Okay.
Disenchantment starts on Friday. Go watch it.
What's that?
Disenchantment starts on season 3. Starts on Friday.
Oh, nice.
And WandaVision.
WandaVision.
I want to get away from that. 2 episodes.
Friday's gonna be awesome. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching. Definitely check the show notes for more information on our awesome hosts here. And for me, just Google Leo Pond. You find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. I'm not going to say which is which, but more importantly, head on over to thedorkening.com, which you can find a bunch of shows on the network. And Steven, where do you like people following you?
You can follow my podcast, Super Retro Throwback Reviews, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can follow my primary show, Super Retro Throwback Reviews, the audio files, on all major podcasts and distributors in the Dorkening Podcast Network. It comes out every Monday. Like I said, on all major podcasts and distributors in the Dorkening Podcast Network. We have another show called CSI The Vegas Files. Me and my girlfriend Sammy, we break down every episode of CSI. That comes out every Friday on all major podcasts and distributors in the Dorkening Podcast Network. Also, you can hear our shows on Hellfire Radio, which Leo and the Dorkening have partnered with. I think the days fluctuate. I don't know, but Leo figures that out. And I'm here.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And I'm on the show every Wednesday and some Tuesdays now for the comic book show. So, yeah, you'll see a lot of me.
Cool. Yeah, the Hellfire Radio. You have a set day, and then there are on the weekends. I try to do like double plays. So I pick some shows so that get some extra airplay on them. And James,
you can find me on the Dorkening every Wednesday night here. Crackle, 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 crackle. You can also find my show. It's Go Time with Jay and James. We just dropped an episode yesterday. So check that out. Crackle, 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 crackle. You can find that at It's Go Time. On Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, just search for us. We're also on all podcast shows. Crackle, crackle, crackle. And then you can find me on the Instagrams and the tweets at Longtime Storm. check it out. All I do is just retweet stuff for Funko Pops to get free pops, and check that out as well. And I leave you with one of my favorite lines from Futurama is, "You have seen it, now you cannot unsee it." Leo?
Free pops?
Yeah, I told you. I've already told you about this like 8 times. If you follow Funko, every once in a while, if you just retweet the post, they have rare pops on there that they'll just send to you.
What if I automate it and like?
As long as you follow their page and you just retweet whatever post they are.
Ooh, I'm gonna set up a bot. Okay, I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll catch you guys later.
Crackle, 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 crackle.